Okie dokie. Let's see, what's this do? It says share. Sure, share on Facebook. I'm learning to do the things. Giving this a few minutes. As always, starting early. We live. Create in QnA. Join me. And say public. Public. Okay, sure. Okay, post. Just a little promo while we're getting started. I did recreate a Facebook account for two reasons. I am joining the Lisa Nichols speaker event that's starting next week, and that's on Facebook. And also, my business accountability partner said that it would be a good way to reach other youth focused leaders. So that's what I'm doing. We're getting out there, making connections, networking, all that. I'm going to turn this radio down because I don't want to be trying to fight it. Um, but yeah, gonna get the Instagram going. I hope you're having a beautiful day so far. I hope I don't get flagged for having my feet in this. I promise this is um, not that kind of video. Let's see. Also, I changed my profile, my bio to expressionist artist, spiritual life coach, youth mental wellness advocate. On Instagram, we're going live. We're turning on the wifey. I hope you're having a beautiful day so far, and that you're ready to do some creating and conversating. Create and Q&A. And if you're watching this on the replay, you can go ahead and skip like another minute or two. Go ahead. I'm gonna just do this. If you see this, that means keep skipping. Keep skipping a little bit. Okay. We live Instagram. I hope you can hear me. Ooh, and I hope that this stays up. And we're gonna take some action to ensure that this stays up. Cool beans. Okay, so I'm on the floor today because I want it to be kind of low. Just to, get that grounding energy. Got my rag to wipe my fingers off. I realized last week, and this is why I think that the energy around the piece caused the what you call to not save. I didn't do any smudging with my hand on the piece last time. I just did the scraping, and I think it was just like this ain't the flow. You feel me? So we're not even gonna save that. Because life be working like that sometimes. But in any case, here we are. Welcome in Instagram, welcome in YouTube. Um, this is a creating Q&A session. I have these on Wednesdays, just as an opportunity to share some creative energy with you all so you can be a part of the creative process. If you're over on YouTube, you can really see what's going on. Um, and also share some conversation about things that I'm thinking of, topics that come up in community, just anything that really comes up to see if you have any questions on them. I am a certified professional life coach. I am an artist. Again, I talk about my bio. I'm an expressionist artist, spiritual life coach, youth mental wellness advocate. And I want to open up space for people to expand and grow and ask questions. So that's what this is. And today I want to talk about flow. We're going to retouch on that because something interesting just happened recently that I wanted to talk about. And I feel like this is a good space to talk about it. Um, but first, before we get started and while we're getting our colors together, I recently launched my not inspired, my Universal Law uh, merch. I made these pieces that I was just kind of inspired to create one day. The inspiration just kind of flowed through me, and um, I realized that, hey, this is kind of um, illustrating universal laws. I'm really kind of getting that sense from this. Um, and I got inspired to like do a whole series. So I'm still working on the series, but I did release 3 pieces in partnership with Redhead and Cats on Redbubble. They're Redhead with Cats on Instagram. And that account is ran by the super cool dude who is a friend of someone who I met through Lily Singh and her work. It's her husband, and he's just a really creative guy and good with the digital stuff. So I was like, yo, let's do a collab. Let's do a collab because I don't really do the digital things. Um, and he was excited about it. I was excited about it. We pulled it together, and it's live, so you can catch that on Redbubble. There's shirts, there's hats, the inspired actions piece, which is this piece. Ooh, seeing it in real time. That's this piece is available on a spiral notebook as well. I was like really pumped about that. Um, and this was one of those pieces. I just kind of drew these from inspiration, just putting stuff together on a page. And I actually asked Matt is his name, um, what he saw in this piece, and he said inspired action as one of them. And I was like, oh, or not inspired action, the transmutation of energy. And I was like, oh my gosh. Actually, no, I asked him about the inspired action one. That's why I'm getting confused. This one is a transmutation of energy because I was like, something's not correct here. Something isn't correct here. This is a transmutation of energy one. But it was still created in that same process, which is why I got confused, or because I was just making stuff. I was just putting stuff on this canvas here, and we'll show it again with the proper title, Transmutation of Energy. Um, but I did ask him about the inspired action one because he was interested in purchasing the original. And I was like, it's actually not for sale right now because I'm working on the series and this concept. And I was telling him about it. And I asked him like what was coming through for him with the piece that he wanted, which is the inspired action, which I'll show it next week. And he said like inspired action. He said something else. But I was like, oh, inspired action. That's definitely it, because it has these arrows going up and there's this figure in it. Again, not intentionally drawn, but they look like they're running towards the arrows, and it looks like very inspired and very actioned. So I was like, ooh, yes, that's it. That's the one. But that one that I just showed you is the transmutation of energy. And the idea came through it. You feel me? Like I didn't particularly go into these pieces with that mindset. So that's a big part of um, the conversation today, which is flow. And I think I'm gonna grab this deeper green just because it's feeling like it wants to be on the stage. And I haven't used this kind of tealy color yet. Okay, maybe it don't want to be used. Okay, maybe we'll take it out with this. Okay. Ooh, that's a nice color. So we'll keep that on the side there. But um, that's a big part of flow. A big part of our conversation, just letting things come on the page. I do have an idea in mind with this piece that I am working on today, because I do want to make more progress with this series. I do have a few other pieces that I made that are still untitled, but I I haven't named them. They haven't really spoken through yet, so um, we're just letting them come out. I have to let them, um, put tuck them away because my nephews are here, and I didn't want them to get smudged or um, damaged. So I had to tuck them away to keep them safe. But now that they are back at their home, those sweet dudes, um, they're back out, so I can give them more attention and focus and see what comes up. But I've been recently thinking about um, two things: the law of correspondence and the law of compensation. So that's kind of the energy that I'm looking to channel today, either or. You feel me? Not going too specific with it, but that's kind of the energies that I'm channeling today. And when I was thinking about it, this blue color came up because I want to invite a mirror into the situation. So I'm gonna just kind of get started here. But uh, those are two things I've been studying recently. It's my goal by November to have a fairly solid understanding, actually, a really solid understanding of six of the universal laws, so that I can really hold them in my energy and utilize them on a regular basis, and like be conscious of using them, I should say, because um, we're all living in the flow of the universal laws. You feel me? There isn't any person that really is outside of them. It's kind of something that happens, and what either you're conscious of it or you're like ignorant of it. And once you know, you know. And if you're not intentionally living with it, you're working against it. You feel me? So there is that kind of responsibility that comes with knowledge. And I'm willing to accept that responsibility because I've definitely lived in the ignorance part. And that was a time in my life that I am grateful that I lived through, and grateful that I lived out of. You feel me? Um, and with my journey of being a life coach, and more specifically tapping into the spirituality of life coaching, um, ooh, that's nice. I want to be mindful of being more educated on them. Um, But I wanted to talk about a situation today. I got a very interesting letter in the mail recently, um, about a company I used to work for filing for bankruptcy. And the company, I only worked for them for maybe a month or so. And I felt called to go elsewhere. I'll just make it really that simple. Um, it was in Rancho Cucamonga, and I was there, like I said, for like a month. And I ended up moving to Victorville, and found another job, was doing my thing, and then I came out here to Memphis. But when I felt that pull to move, I kind of, I didn't have as much hesitation as I had before with changing jobs, but I had some hesitation because I was like there again for only like a month. Um, and something that I recognized when I left and I got another notice maybe like 60 days later, maybe like 90 days later, like a month, 3 months later, that they were closing that location that I worked at. And I was reflecting back on different places that I had worked, and how a lot of them also have shut down after I left. I realized that me leaving and um, choosing to go elsewhere, fulling, I'm gathering my words today, excuse me, feeling that pull to go somewhere else, um, it comes off as inconsistent, um, from a like traditional lens. But when I, look back and I see how these places were closing, people were suing them for wages, and ideas just shutting down, management abrupting. um, there was something in my spirit and in my intuition, um, that was telling me like, hey, this place really isn't it. You should be going somewhere else. Because they're about to shut the F down. And this is not like a stable place to be. This rock is not stable. And honoring that, even though it was, again, one of those things where people are like, why are you have another job, you have another job, you have another job. And it was like, yeah, I just felt like that place wasn't really it. And lo and behold, the CEOs didn't either. And I think it's so important that you trust your intuition and you follow the flow of what you're feeling called to do. Otherwise, you find yourself in situations where you feel um, victimized, where you feel like, oh, this person did this thing to me. Oh, this place shut down, and now I don't know what to do because that was like the only thing that I was depending on. And um, the world is this way, and blah, 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 blah. All these things that we can say to ourselves when situations happen that we're like, this was out of my control, and I had a little pebble, I had a whisper, I had a brick hit me upside the head, and now the wall is crumbling down, and I don't know what to do. We have those moments, but we get so conditioned into not respecting them. You feel me? Um, because we don't want to be perceived in a certain way. But so when I got this letter, about because it like explains like all of they changed from like chapter 11 bankruptcy to chapter 7 or something. And I'm like, okay, thanks. I don't know why I need to know this. I literally worked there for a month. Literally, actually. And it was just, and as I'm like getting this letter and again reflecting on the different places I worked and how, again, many of them are not even in existence anymore. Um, and it's just so interesting how people make life decisions based on outside perceptions, but not on their inner understanding. You feel me? Like there's an energy that's moving in you, there's observations that you're making, awareness that you're gaining. But instead of tuning into that and respecting that, um, choosing to base your life off of other people's perceptions, which are temporary because, newsflash, people don't really care that much about you once you're not in their presence. Especially people that don't live with you or or like have an intimate relationship with you. And by intimate, I mean like you text them often or you call them often or you're like engaging with them on like a daily, hourly basis. Like we can get so caught up with making decisions based off of people that we've known for a long time, um, or that we have a history with, but we don't talk to them or interact with them on a regular basis. They don't really know what's going on in our life. They just used to know us, and we take that so like to heart, you know, and it throws off the chemistry of the relationship with yourself and your intuition. um, and you start making decisions that are not sound for the circumstance that you're in because you're so concerned about your history with this other person. And so I just want to bring that question to you. um, have you allowed people, okay, had to make a little correction here, and I'm glad it worked out like I was thinking. But have you allowed your history with people to override your intuition, to direct your path more than your what Lisa Nichols calls your God positioning system? Have you let that happen? Have you let the people that you have is history with override your God positioning system? Because you're always being led in divine timing and divine movement. Um, and when you're open to that, it um, will lead you into places that are empowering. It'll lead you into places that um, have better opportunities, where there's prosperity, where there's abundance, where there's joy and peace of mind. Uh, and when you don't, you get caught up in the drama and the struggles and the uh, just dysfunction. You feel me? Your life is not in flow because you are so concerned with the people and the history and the perceptions. And I just wanted to bring that question to you. Um, and as we're going on here, I feel like we're I'm gonna give you the update. Okay, this might be upside down. It might be sideways. I don't know. We're still working on it. It will give YouTube the spin around. But yeah, I just feel like I don't. When I get those letters, it is such a confirmation. Because again, not the first time I've gotten a letter like that. It's just such a confirmation that I um, am in tune with my intuition in a proper way. And it feels validating to just, for the only term that I can think of, because I don't really think there's a better term. It feels validating because it wasn't anything particularly wrong with the job. I actually really liked it. The people seemed pretty cool, but when I felt called to move up to Victorville, which is where I went after I left that job, I was like, yeah, this is the next thing. Let me just do, let me just go do it. I was like, yeah. And it wasn't any ill will, wasn't any bad things going on. There was this circumstance that happened where I was like, yeah, I definitely need to leave. I got asked to cut this paper, and the text seemed kind of monotonous, just cutting it like one by one. You feel me? So I was like, let me try to do it another way. So I was cutting the stack of like stuffing paper. I guess that's what it was, with a box cutter. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just fold it, and I'm gonna cut it, on the edge. I'm gonna fold it, and then I'm gonna cut it on the edge on the fold. And I was doing that, and it worked a couple times. But then I went to do it again, and it slipped off of the paper, and I sliced my hand open. But it wasn't like too terribly bad. There's like a very faint line there on my hand, and it looks like it's just a part of the line on my hand. And I was like, oh, this is not a good sign. And so I was just like, this is not a good sign. And it just seemed like such an odd situation. And I had to reflect and be like, I feel like this is something telling me that I need to, be more aware of where I am and what's happening and what's going on, not just with the job and the box cutter, but with my life and where I am and where I'm moving. Because I was already considering, but I was kind of on the fence, because I was like, oh man, I've only been here for like a month. And then I was like, this is me drawing the line, literally actually in my hand, unconsciously, you feel me, not intentionally. I don't do self-harm like that. But yeah, it was definitely a sign to myself, by myself, that was like, yeah, this is not where you're supposed to be. Go do something else. And yeah, I did. And then, like I said, 90 days later, they shut that location down. And I got another letter about them closing the stores. And I was like, yo, this is wild. I was literally just working there. And then I get this letter, they're changing the style of bankruptcy that they are filing for. And it was like every location every business name that they operate under, and I was like, oh, I guess they like really, really shut it down. Oh, we're gonna. So yeah, I just wanted to invite you on that. And honestly, there's not too much else I have to say today. I'm gonna get into this piece. So I might shut the Instagram down. But I would love to hear your comments or your experiences with flow in the comments um, here on Instagram. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the gram, get into this piece, and just kind of create. So if you have any Q&A, head on over to the Insta or to the YouTubes, and yeah, let's continue our conversation. But until then, have a beautiful, wonderful, spectacular, magical day, because you deserve it, because you're worthy, because you could create it. Bye. Okay, YouTube, let's keep this party going. Um, so like I said, I am really feeling this piece, and I would like to just kind of get into it. So if you're watching this replay, I would advise um, perhaps turning on that uh, speed to maybe like a 2x or a 1.5, and watching the work come to life. And if you hear me start talking again extensively, then you can maybe slow it down. I tend to listen to things at 1.25 because I started listening to books that way. Um, because some of the readings were slow. And I was like, yeah, I feel like I could be listening to this faster. I could be taking in this information more quickly. um, so I started listening to the 1.25, and then I was listening to 1.5, but then things started to feel like slow to me in other spaces. So I was like, no, we gotta recalibrate ourselves. We gotta recalibrate um, before we start talking to people and we're like, can you talk faster? You're talking too slow. You feel me? But nah, you can go ahead and turn up that speed if you wanna while we're working on this here. Like I mentioned, I do kind of want to bring that energy of intentionally bringing the energy of the law of correspondence or the law of compensation in so we can make some progress with this series. Ooh. Um, because it would be nice to have 6 of the laws illustrated by November because that's when I want to have um, my my knowledge kind of set with with 6 of them. So it'd be nice to have corresponding artwork with that. Excuse me. So yeah, and you gotta do the art to get the art done. It doesn't just happen like with most things in this life. You gotta do it for it to get done. It doesn't just happen. And that's the thing about being an artist. It's like you have all these ideas of things, and you're like, ooh, yeah. And it's like, oh, wait, I gotta make it. I gotta do it. I gotta art it to be an artist. Ooh, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Ooh. Let's get some of these crumbs here. Ooh. Get them up in there. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oops. Oh no, oh no. That's not the smudging I wanted to do. See, we got a little bit more crumbs in here. Let's see, let's see what we can do here. Okay, there we go. There we go. We're kind of getting it back. Kind of getting it back. And with pieces like this, it's not really about doing a certain thing right or wrong. It's more so like when I do a certain thing that I like and I feel it in the flow, you feel me? I want to like execute on that. You feel me? Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then, when I feel like that is complete, then I go on and do something else. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Okay. Take a step back. Take a step back, see what we're doing. Okay. Yeah, I'll get some more amarillo up in here, up in here. And with these biddies into here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm liking this. I also like how with these oil pastels, um, you can do the yellow on top and it moves the other stuff out the way instead of getting ran over by everything else. Yellow has a chance here. You feel me? Um, I think I want to put this in here a little bit more predominantly. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Yeah. I like that. I like that. And now I think we're gonna go through with the black um, to give this that pop that I'm looking for. And then we'll be done. And I just want to again do some little promotions while we're wrapping up here. First and foremost, um, the art that inspired, not that inspired. I'm just so uh, excited about that piece because I really do like it a lot. The inspired action piece. But not just that piece. The inspired action piece, the transmutation of energy piece, and the divine oneness piece have been created into merchandise available for your purchase in collaboration with Redhead and Cats on Redbubble. So go on over. The links are in my stories on Instagram. And I'm also going to be posting it on the Facebook group, y'all. Inspired uh, Inner Creator Conversation page on Facebook. So you can go check that out there to get the link in a more stationary space. Um, Also, I want to um, announce the Time for Teens discussion is happening this Friday. So I won't be in the Inner Creator House on Clubhouse. We'll be on Zoom, Instagramming. I'm getting words together. I'm getting better at this. Okay, I'm learning. We'll be on Zoom having a conversation about the mind, self-talk, and just having conversation. I'll be sharing some of my stories. People will be sharing some of their experiences. It'll be a beautiful time. It's on Zoom. It's a private conversation. I do record bits of it, but that's happening. But you can let me know if you don't want your bit shared. I definitely respect uh, people's boundaries because that's another part of the time for teens. But that time for teens discussion is going to be happening on Friday at 6:30 p.m. on Zoom. Again, you'll be able to find that link on the Facebook group and on my Instagram stories. Um, if you are interested. And then on Saturday, I'm going to be hosting the of Wealth Instagram conversation uh, information session. The Worthy of Wealth online conference is a uh, opportunity for people to expand their financial mindset, to learn about um, understanding that they are worthy of wealth, getting some access to tools that will help you to expand your wealth. So it's not just about the mindset, it's about access to specific resources. And that's going to be in partnership with um, Jay Got Soul of Black Money Matters and Maximilian from Next Generation Group. The financial products that he offers are a part of a group that I cannot remember off the top of my name, but he does offer like the living benefits. He does help people understand their tax readiness, creating financial plans for the future. So I think you're going to find it really valuable. So definitely come through and check it out. And again, that's going to be on Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So definitely go check that out. The links will be on my Facebook page and the Facebook group, I mean, and on Instagram as well, because it's going to be live on Instagram. So definitely come through, get that knowledge, get that inspiration. The full event will be September the 16th, and that'll be a private Zoom because we're really going to be getting into the meat and the potatoes of it. You feel me? And really offering those opportunities to get that work, get that support, get that accountability. And I just want to like quick shout out within the shout out for Jay. She has been an incredible resource for me on my journey of understanding my finances and setting budget and just becoming more conscious because I was definitely in a space where I did not, I guess, not pay attention. I just didn't know what to do with my money. You feel me? I just really did not know. And she helped raise my awareness so much um, and helped me gain so much confidence and clarity and just taught me the importance of financial management. Um, and financial literacy. And so I'm so grateful to her, and um, I'm honored to be hosting this event with her. And I'm really looking forward to what she's going to be sharing with us all because I'm going to be there with my notebook too. You feel me? So, yeah, that's going to be on Saturday the 16th at 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let's see here. Let's take a step back because I like this. I like where this is. I like where this is. Hmm. I think we're gonna just sign this right here. Do, do, do. And maybe do some little squiggles in here. Mm-hmm. And one more here. Okay, I'm done. Put the pencil down. All right. And so there we have it. Uh, Again, I was just kind of going off today, and we'll see if this speaks to me and I can give it a title. But I really do like it. It feels like extraterrestrial. I like it a lot. But yeah, that is it for me today. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching this replay, I hope that you did your fast forward or whatever was comfortable for you. You feel me? If you wanted to just hang out and vibe with me, that's also fine. Definitely hashtag inner creator on Instagram or Facebook, and drop your art in the Inner Creator page on Facebook or tag me on Instagram. Do all the things. Reach out, share your work. This is a community vibe. That is my vibe. So I'm looking forward to seeing whatever you felt inspired to create through this opportunity to express your inner creator. um, I will see y'all next week, same time, here on Anjulique.com YouTube channel and on Instagram. Uh, and yeah, have a beautiful, wonderful, spectacular, magical day.